All right, beauty. All right, good morning, everybody. Morning.
Morning, everybody. I have to go.
Today is Daf Tesvav, Seches Beitza. We left off. I probably should have gone a couple more lines. We were discussing a little bit. We said sending a gift, one of Shatnez, even one of Shatnez one could do. We want to say, you can never use it. So we said, in case of perhaps it was something like hard and like a felt vilon, right? Some sort of curtain or something that really can't be used. Something can't be used, or at the end as for warming. Therefore, one is not chai for wearing it. He doesn't really get hana, right, from that item. And Amar Rava says, Rava Hani, sorry, the pishti ein behem mishum kilayim. We're 4 lines to the top and Tesvav and Aleph. So he says these little bags that hold coins, there is no kilayim by it because these bags they put on your lap doesn't warm you at all because the coins sort of keep it cool. However, the Vizrani yesh behem mishum kilayim, but the bags that hold seeds, those actually do keep it warm. It's not cooled down by the coins, and therefore one has on his lap. Perhaps one would be chayv for shatnez for kilayim. And Ravashi Amar echad zev echad zeh ein behem mishum kilayim lefi she'ein derech chimon b'kaf. No, there's no kilayim because that is not the normal way of getting warmth from a material. Fine. Then we go on to the Mishnah. The Mishnah was discussing, or a quote from the Mishnah. We were discussing items that one can send. So he said, "You have a low sander masumar, but not spiked shoes." Sander masumar, my time low. What's the reason why not? Mishum ma'aseh shaya, because of ma'aseh shaya, right? Gemara about that in the Sara Shabbos. The Romans were coming, and whatever they heard them, they're hiding in a cave, and there's like a big stampede to get out, and many people died from the spiked shoes. And he said, "You know what? No more spiked shoes." And Amar Abai, sandal hamasumar asur lanalo umutar l'taltalo. Spiked shoes are usher to go ahead and wear them. Right, even during the week. However, they're not muksa. It's usher to put on mishum ma'aseh shaya. You can't wear it even during the week, right? As Alan pointed out, because of the ma'aseh shaya, because it could lead to danger. However, it's mutter to touch it. Why? It says right? You can't send it as a gift. Right? If it says muksa, so why would you have to tell me you can't send it as a gift? It's muksa, you can't touch it, right? It's like me telling you, right? You can't, send something as a, something which is muksa. Well, the spikes aren't as dangerous. These are, I guess, more dangerous, right? The cleats, maybe the sharp baseball cleats, maybe, right? So, but anyways, over here, so it says, since it says you can't send it as a gift, right? So obviously it means you can touch it, because if you can't touch it at all, right, then it would, it's like saying, you can't send an iPhone as a gift on Yontif, right? Or right, you can't touch it, right? So therefore, it says must be that it's not muksa. And also a shoe that's not sewn, you can't send it. Also, so where's this pshita? It's obvious. It's like the nakit the sichi. Even let's say the support, the wooden supports already in the shoe is just not sewn around it. So even if those are in, but it's not sewn around it, then you still can't send. Not even a shoes that are white, because they have to go to the shoemaker to darken them. And Tani with the rice, Rabbi Yehuda Matir b'shachar, he actually permits black, but also below, but aser is white. Because you need this type of earth, right, which darkens it. You have to blacken it. You have to go ahead and polish it, whatever it is. So therefore, since you need a ma'aseh uman, therefore it is aser to send it on yant. But if it was black, it was ready to go, then it'll be okay. And Rabbi Yossi even adds to shachar because you have to go ahead and smoothen it. Each one, the different types of shoes in their place, right? And the black shoes, so now it's b'tachas. According to the first opinion, according to Rabbi Yehuda, so the flesh of the leather, right, was on the inside, and therefore that was the reason that you have to smooth it anymore. So therefore, it's ready to go. And therefore, so the mutter send those. However, however, by Rabbi Yossi, Whereas usher a black shoes because the flesh was on the outside and that had to be smoothened, and therefore, since they had to be smoothened, so therefore, and they had to go to a craftsman to do it. Therefore, that's the reason why it was usher to send that on Yantif. And Zaklau Kol Shana Asan above Yantif is the rule. Anything which is that you can go ahead and get hana from on Yantif, you can send it, and otherwise you can't. So Rav Sheshes Shar Lahul Rabbanan L'Shadurei Tefillin B'Yom Tov. Rav Sheshes permitted the Rabbanan to send as a gift Tefillin Yantif. So Amar Le'Abaye, Ay Vanan Tanan Kol Shana Isam B'Yom Yantif Mishalchan Oso. Our Mishnah says anything you can use on Yantif, you can send. Tefillin, which is an os, right? We don't wear it on Yantif, so why can you send that as a gift? So Achikam is means to say Kol Shana Isan Bo B'Chol means you have to break up the statements. Anything which you can get hana from, right, benefit from, even during the week. The Shalchan Osa Yantif, then you can send it on Yantif, right? Kol Shana Osan Kama, right? Anything you can benefit from, right? Then you can send it on Yantif. So in other words, since you can benefit from tefillin during the week, you can send it on Yantif, right? So that was. Then you, according to this, right? According to this, then it would be iPhone is right. So in terms of it's also the talsalo. So that'll be the question. But something which is, even though you can't use it on Yantif, right? But you can use it during the week, it would be okay. And Amar Abaye tefillin hoyel v'asli yada. According to Abaye, tefillin, since we're discussing it. So name of mills. Let me say something about tefillin. A person was wearing his tefillin on Friday, and as he was wearing it, the shakal of a chaman, all of a sudden it's Shabbos is starting. So maniach yado aleim, he goes and he covers it. So people don't see he's wearing tefillin until he goes to his house. He can take it all the way to his house. Another case, a person was in the base of medrash and his tefillin was on his head. He's wearing it, and then Shabbos was starting. So once again, he covered up and bring it to his house and put it away over there. So Meisiv Ravuna Bered Ravika, Ravuna the son of Ravika asked, same case. Person was traveling on Friday, was wearing his tefillin, and all of a sudden Shabbos was starting. So he goes ahead and covers it up with his hand. Ad Shemegia Labayis Hasam Lachan. Not until his house, until the closest house, to the closest secure house. Similarly, I was telling you that it's not really no. What do you mean?
He's wearing it already.
No. So we said it earlier. So that we said earlier, right? Because for Shmira, you're allowed to go ahead. And since he's already wearing it, you can go ahead and put it. Earlier, we said you can go ahead and take it. Now we're saying take it to the closest house. That's the question. Similar case. The person was in the base manager, and then Shabbos was starting. So once again, the base manager. Go ahead, put away the nearest house. Now, it's a kasha. First price said you can take it home, you can walk 10 minutes with it. The other one says you got to go right outside to the closest house, 1 minute to walk. So la kasha, had demintera, had lamitra. One is if it's safe. If the closest house is a safe place to leave it, then you go ahead and leave it there. Otherwise, you can take it home. Right? So either mintra, my area barosho. So if we're talking about that, you're not to take it home. Who says? So why is it they can just take it out of their house? Right? Why do you have to be wearing it? My area barosho. Nami. Even if you found tefillin on the ground on Shabbos, you're allowed to go ahead, put it on, pick it up, and take it and travel to where we need to. Once it finds a bunch of pairs of tefillin, you can go ahead and put it on, right, one set at a time, and go bring it to the proper place. So you see, for the cover of the tefillin, you're allowed to go ahead and put it on. So if we're talking about where it wasn't going to be secure, why is this scenario when he was already wearing it, then he can bring it to his house, right? It could be even if he found it on the ground, he could bring it to his house. So Mars is like cash.
Wearing it.
Rabbi, you also see from here that people wear two tefillin.
If he found it on the ground.
Some people wear two tefillin on one.
Yeah, but zug over here means it could be it means the shel rosh and the shel yad. In other words, you put on each pair, then you come back. In other words, he found multiple pairs of tefillin.
Oh, so it's a shel yad.
Right, yeah. What's the question? Yeah.
If he found them on Shabbos, he would put them on.
Yes, that derech levisha. That you can't put them all on because that's not derech levisha.
He can't.
Right.
He can't carry them.
Right, can't carry them. right? But he can put it on
Put 'em on.
because he's wearing it. He's not carrying on Shabbos. But anyway, so what's the answer? So Gemara says like kasha. Ha demintra machmas ganavi machmas kalavi. If something is let's say the closest house was secure from dogs or animals and secure that no one's going to steal it, then you bring it there. That was the case where you bring it to the closed house. And demintra machmas kalavi, demintra machmas ganavi. But however, the other case where you can take it home, even though the closest house was secure from animals, but it wasn't secure from ganav, and therefore you're allowed to go ahead and bring it all to your house. And what's the chiddush there? So Mao say, well, Wojif said, Rov listimi soninu. Most thieves who would steal it are Jewish, and therefore loy mazal and they wouldn't go ahead and take the tefillin on Yontif. So Kamash Balan, you're allowed to go ahead and take it all the way to your house. And therefore, not just to the closest house, but to your house, in order to keep it secure that it won't get stolen. So, Hajj Allah, right? So we finished the first paragraph. Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Husband-in-law.
No, because you're not wearing it anymore. That's not. You're not wearing the clothing.
Find more than one pair of stuff.
Right. That's a zug zug. You put on right. Right. All right. So next, parak sheni Yom Tov Shechali Erev Shabbos. Now we're discussing. We're talking about Erev Tavshilin. One is prepared. So we'll jump right into it. We'll sort of get into the concept and the rule of it and how it works. So Yom Tov Shechali Erev Shabbos. If Yom Tov came out on Friday, so now the issue is one needs to prepare for Shabbos. So you're not allowed to go ahead and cook. You're only allowed to cook for Yom Tov on Yom Tov and for Yom Tov purposes. So how can one go ahead and cook for Yom Tov for another day? Right? L'chara, he's being mechal Yom Tov. Right? It's not oichel nefesh. Right? So right, we use the Erev Tavshilin. Right? We prepare something before. Therefore, something from before Yom Tov. So therefore, we already have food for Shabbos, right? And now any additional food that's being cooked on Yom Tov will be in addition to that food that we have there. And therefore, but that which I'm cooking now on Friday, right? I can either eat it today or I can eat it tomorrow. But there's already something prepared from before. So that was sort of technically how it works. The Gemara will bring proofs. Now, Yom Tov Shechal Yos Erev Shabbos. Lo yivasha b'tchila miyom tov l'Shabbos. You can't start cooking on Yom Tov on that Friday for Shabbos for tomorrow. Aval avashahu liyom tov. You can cook now for Yom Tov. And if he has leftovers, l'Shabbos, he can leave it over for Shabbos. So what should one do? Erev Yom Tov. He should make a cooked dish from Erev Yom Tov on Thursday. Samech alav l'Shabbos, and then use that for Shabbos. So make it Thursday, and then have it already, so ready to go for Shabbos. Beishami Aimrim Shnei Tavshilin should be cooked two cooked dishes. Beisil Aimrim Tavshil Echad, one Tavshil. Right, it could be one cooked dish. The Shavin, and they both agree. Beisil and also Beishamai. Right, Beishavin B'dagu Beitza Shalav Shein Tavshil Shein Shnei Tavshilin. Right, one has a fish with egg on it, right? That is considered to be two cooked dishes. Achlu, if it was eaten all before Osh Avad, or if it was lost, this Erev Tavshilin, this dish that he prepared from on Thursday, Lo Yavasha La B'tchila. Then he can't go ahead and start cooking. He can't start cooking on Friday for Shabbos. However, if there was some of it was eaten, but some left over, then he can rely on it for Shabbos and cook because he already has some existing dishes. Fine. Zok the Gemara. So, by the way, anyone who wants to leave early, I want to get to the two dots for smack in the middle of Tazayim and Aleph today. It moves quick today. Now, the pasuk says So it says the pasuk says, remember, right, Shabbos l'kadsho to sanctify it. Zachru me'acher shabal lashkicha. In other words, to teach you, right, that remember it from that which wants to forget you. In other words, Yontif tries to overshadow you, right? So remember it, right? So you're allowed to go ahead and remember it, right? You're allowed to go ahead and remember Shabbos even on Yontif, right? So here you see there's a little hint of the Torah for Erev Tavshilin, right? So you can remember Shabbos on Yontif, in order that they don't forget Shabbos. So my time, what's the reason? I'm a rabbi because they shivara money for Shabbos and money for the Yontif. Prepare before. Why? In order that you should have a nice piece of food for Shabbos, nice piece of food for Yontif. So that's why you prepare from before on Thursday, right? Rav Ashi Amar Kadesh Sheyamru Ein Eifin Miyontif l'Shabbos. Right? In order that people say, since I have to make a Shilin to remind me that I can't bake for Yontif for Shabbos. Certainly, I can't bake for Yontif the Chol. No, as if I go ahead and start making food for Yontif the Shabbos, then I might be able to think that I can make for Yontif to the weekday, right, to another day. So Tanan, Isa Tafshil Erev Yontif, the Shabbos person goes out and makes a cooked dish on Erev Yontif on the Thursday, and then relies on it for Shabbos on Saturday. So Bishlam Rav Ashi, this makes sense. Rav Ashi, who says that we want to teach you that you can't cook, right? That you can't cook for Yontif to Chol. So Damar Kadesh Yom Ein Oifin Yontif the Shabbos. Haim the Erev Yontif in the Yontif Lo. It sounds like over there because you can only do it from before Yontif on Thursday, not Friday. And but according to Rabba, my area the Erev Yontif. Why does it say you make a tafsha for Erev Yontif? Right? I feel the Yontif Nami. Even on Yontif, you should also do it. You should also be allowed to do it.
Is he asking why you worried about Chol? You should be worried about Shabbos.
It says over there, right? In other words, you should. So the Mishnah says, right? You should make a tafsha on Erev Yontif, right, and rely on it for Shabbos. Right. So why can't you just make it on Yontif for Shabbos?
Oh, why can't you prepare that?
Yeah, make it on Yontif for Shabbos. So now, so you're so worried about Shabbos, you'll have for Shabbos. Just make it on Yontif.
Then you'll still have your reminder.
So the Gemara says, right, Einachanami, you're right. But the reason is, really, you could do it on Friday. But the reason why we say do it before, perhaps the person will be negligent and not do the Erev Tashilin, then he won't go ahead and be able to go ahead and cook his dish on Friday. So if he's negligent and doesn't do his Erev Tashilin, he wouldn't be able to prepare on Friday. So therefore we say, make your nice cooked dish on Thursday.
So does that mean B'diavad he could do it on Shabbos? You can make the Erev Tashilin on Shabbos?
I mean, on Yontif? No. The Erev Tashilin always comes before. The question is, if you didn't have Erev Tashilin, right, could you cook on Friday? You can't. You don't make the Erev Tashilin afterwards. The question is, can you cook? Can you add to the Erev Tashilin? Erev Tashilin is always done before. Right. So the question is, can you cook without doing it? So we're saying no. That over here it's saying that because of the Erev, we don't want you to cook on Friday alone, because if we allow you to just cook on Friday alone, you're not going to prepare on Thursday for the Erev Tashilin. So therefore, we say don't cook on Friday, which will force you to do the Erev Tashilin.
So you can't cook anything on Friday.
Once you have the Erev Tashilin, right? It's circular. It's circular, right? You can't do anything on Friday. Therefore, they're all going to do it on Thursday. Once you do something on Thursday, then you can do it on Friday because you already did it on Thursday.
But let's assume you didn't do it on Thursday. Then no cooking whatsoever.
Right. What we said is right.
Friday.
Right.
Eat on Friday.
Correct. Well, you can cook for Friday.
Yeah.
You can cook Yontif for Yontif.
Okay.
Right.
So now, what if you have in the back of your head?
Yeah.
You got the Erev Tashilin, you're cooking on Friday, you're gonna have all the leftovers.
Right. So that's the main heter, how we allow you to want to go ahead to violate this quote unquote this deraisa, right, for cooking, right? So. The Tana Maisi Leimach. And somebody from here says, Pasuk says, "Es asher tafu afu, es asher tafshil bishlo." That which you baked, you could bake it. That which you cooked, you cooked. And we can't Omar Rabbi Lazar over here. Right? You can only bake on top of the bake. Now, once you bake something from Thursday, you can go ahead and add additional stuff. And you can only start cooking for stuff that has already been cooked. From here we see the Chachamim were relying on Erev Tashilin. Once you prepare your cooked dish, i.e. your egg, right, that you boil on Thursday, now you're adding your egg. Oh, once I have a cooked dish, and I can add steak and this and that, chicken, right? Because I have an egg, right? Fine. Tell her about it. One time was Erev Yontif, and he was darshan in the halachas of Yontif. Yatsa kas rishayna. And also a group of students left early, right? I should almost do this today. I'll say he starts leaving early, one by one, right? Is someone ready to leave? No. Okay, not yet.
Yeah, Robbie.
Probably that was it, right. So he was the first one. Right? So he said, those left, those people must own like a big warehouse of wine. And he needs so much wine for Yontif, he probably had to leave now to get his wine ready. Now this is just a regular Erev. This is not Erev Tashilin. This is a regular time. Yeah. So Kashnia. So then another group left. Right. 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later. This guy has barrels. He's appears gluttonous. He has barrels for Yantav. Kas Shlishis. Then the third group left. Amar Halu Bali Kadin. Right, they have pitchers. Kas Rafis. The fourth one Amar Halu Bali Ginim. Right, they have flasks. Right, for Yantav a little less wine. Kas Chamishis. The fifth group Amar Halu Bali Kaisas. These guys probably have glasses of wine. They have to go ahead and prepare and get ready for Yantav. He's Chilo Kas Shishis. Let's say so. The final group, the sixth group, was about to leave. Amar. So he said, "Halu Bali Maora." So he sort of cursed them. He says, these people, right? They're desolate. They're lost, right? Nasanemo Tamidim and Ischil Paneim, right? So Mashtanim, right? So now he looked at them and they became scared. They became scared from the Rebbe. He was basically cursing them that these people are leaving, learning Torah on Erev Yantav to go ahead and prepare whatever to prepare for Erev Yantav or to prepare for Yantav. Sorry. So Amar Lahem, right? I'm really not talking to you guys. You guys are the last ones. Everyone else left earlier, right? And those earlier that left before, that they're leaving this world, the world of Torah, and they're involving themselves in worldly matters. And the Shas P'tirasa, when they finally left, Amar Lahem, go ahead, achlu mishmenim v'shasim v'tukin. Go ahead and eat from the fats and drink the good stuff. V'shachlu manos lein nachalo, and send gifts, right, to those who have not prepared to bring the pasuk. Ki kodesh hayom, because today is sanctified of the name for our master. V'al tazu ki chedvas Hashem hi muzchem, and don't be sad because Hashem's glory is your security. So now what's going on here? So Ramar. First of all, it says they are leaving the Chayolam, right? Learning Torah for personal pleasures. Simchas Yantav mitzvah. Simchas Yantav is a mitzvah. What do you mean? They're preparing for Yantav. That's a mitzvah. So the answer is Rebbe Eliezer the Tans. Rebbe Eliezer the Shitas Damar Simchas Yantav Rishus. It's only a Rishus. It's not a chov. It's not an obligation. One is allowed to have Simchas Yantav. Did Tanya learn a rice? Rebbe Eliezer Aimer Ein Lo Adam Yantav Ella. A person Yanti wants to enjoy Yantif. He can either eat and drink, right? You want to enjoy it that way, you can enjoy it that way. Or you can still learn all day, and that's also enjoying Yantif. Rabbi Shua Meir, no, you have to divide it. It's both. You have to eat and drink, and you have to learn. It's both. And now Rabbi Yechlam Shem Mikra Echad all the Darshan say pasuk. Kasuv Echad Omer. One pasuk says Atzeres Hashem Lokecha. It says there's a holiday for Hashem Lokecha. Because of Echad Omer Atzeres Tia Lachem. It should be for you. Well, which one is it? It says Hashem or Lachem. So okay, it's that. How is it possible for Hashem and possible for you? So Rabbi Eliezer Saver Okul Hashem Okul Lachem. Either it's all for Hashem or all for you. Rabbi Shua Saver and Rabbi Shua says no. Saver Chaku divided. Chatzi Hashem, Chatzi Lachem. Right? Chatzi for Hashem. And half for Hashem and half for you. So and then the next part of the pasuk, what he said to the Talmidim, says, those who didn't prepare. So go ahead and send gifts to he who didn't prepare an Erev Tavshilin. You can send gifts to those people. And Igad Amri, and some say, no, send gifts to those who didn't have what to make an Erev Tavshilin. But someone who had an Erev Tashilin and didn't do it, right? That person is negligent, therefore don't send gifts to that person.
Wait, so you could, if someone didn't prepare Erev Tashilin, you could send a gift to them.
The pasuk says, send gifts to those who are not prepared, meaning a person who didn't prepare Erev Tashilin, send gifts to. But according to the Ikadami, but you send to those people, but you can't send to someone who could have done it but didn't do it. Only send to people who didn't even have food on Thursday to go ahead and do it, right? And we're not talking about the halachas nowadays. A person forgets to do it in the Rav of the city, right? Separate halacha, right? This is just the Gemara. Fine. All right. So my kichedus Hashem, what does it mean? Because Hashem, right? His strength, right? He is your what's it called? He's your security. So Rabbi Yechlam, Mishum Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Shimon, Amar Lam HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. My children borrow from me on behalf of sanctifying the holiness of the day. I will pay for it. In other words, charge my credit card. Charge my credit card to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for Yontif. Yitzmu Behed Adar, right? Person who wants his money to last and not be stolen from him. So go ahead and plant this Adar tree, this big type of tree, right? Very strong and important. Shnamar Admram Hashem. The pasuk says, where's this pasuk, right? Because Rabbi Admram Hashem, right? So it's referring to these trees as it's called Adir Hashem, that is strong, right, in the heavens of Hashem. So Inami Edra Kashmei, or Edra is its name. In other words, why is it so chashuv? Because Inshi my Idra the Kaimi the Dari Dari, it lasts for many generations. So people say, they start talking, this person has this chashuv tree, it's so chashuv. But meanwhile, everyone's talking about this person's tree on his land. So everybody knows it's his land and his tree because they keep talking about it. Therefore, no one can ever come in and say, this was my land, make a chazakah and steal the land from you. So you want your land not to be stolen from you, do something big, everyone's going to talk about, but nevertheless, everyone knows it's yours, no one will take it from it. And Tanya Mehachis to learn, Sadashish Be'eder, Eina Nigzelos, Eina Nemeses, right? Person, he plants this Eder tree, right? It will never be stolen, it will never be taken from him, and his fruits will be watched because everyone knows it belongs to this person. And speaking of which, Tani, we talked about earlier, Tani Rav Tachlifa Achviyad Rav Avinai. So it says Rav Tachlifa was the brother of Rav Avinai Chuzah, right? That was his name. Kol, to have the page that says about Aleph. Kol mezanoisav shel adam ktuvim loy mirosh hashana the idea of Kippur. All of one's mezonas, all of one's parnasa, a person is set to him between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippurim. Correct. And also Rav Yantav we had, and Rav Yantav today, and Chutz mehatzas Shabbos v'hatzas Yom Tovim v'hatzas B'nov Talmud Torah. Except for your expenses for Kavod Shabbos, for expenses for Kavod Yantav, and your expenses for teaching, right, your children Torah. Right? Because if he needs, he borrows, and if he needs more, right, he'll take more. So whatever you take from there will be added or deducted. Whatever you need, the credit card is open. And Amr V'Yo Ma'ikra was the pasuk says Tika b'Chodesh Shofar b'Kesed Yom Chagenu. So the pasuk says, right. So it says over there, B'Yom Chagenu Ezu Chag Shechodesh Mischasebos. It says b'Kesed, right. It's covered. So which is the holiday that's covered? Aviyamer is Rosh Hashanah. That's Rosh Hashanah because all the other holidays in the year are middle of the month. So, or even Shavuos, a little close to the middle, right? Where you see the moon more, right? Which holiday is the hidden moon? That's referring to Rosh Hashanah. It says, because Yisrael have a chok, right? A chok, basically, the chok will be judged. So my mashna high chok lishna de mezayne. So where do you see the word chok is also a lashon of mezonos, of parnasa, right? Of sustenance. So the pasuk says, v'yachlu es chukam asher nasan lehem paro. All right, it says over there, you eat the chukom that was given to them by Paro. So chukom is referring to bread. The marzut shamar or sustenance. Marzut shamar me'acha. So he says from this pasuk of hatrifeni lechem chuki, right? So feed my ration of bread. But Chanukah is not the Minotaur. Yeah. So tonight, Tani, we're going to write some Love Al Shamay Tzadik Kol Yom Av Hayachel Kavod Shabbos. All of his days he used to always eat the Kavod Shabbos. Why? What do you mean? So Matzah Behema, no, if he found a nice animal, Amazel Shabbos, he would say, this is a chashuv piece, I'm going to save it for Shabbos. Matzah Acheres, he finds another one, even better than it means as a shnia, then he would leave it, and a shnia Beichel as a Rishayna, he would say, the second one's better, I'm going to eat the first one and have the second one for Shabbos. Well, Hillel Zaken, Mida Acheres Haisel. Hillel Zaken had something, a different Mida, Shekol Maisav, L'Shem Shemaim, all his Maisav, L'Shem Shemaim, Shinamar, the pasuk says, Baruch Hashem Yom Yom, right? Whatever I need today is given to me today. So he gets a nice piece today, says, I'm sure I'm going to get a nicer one when it comes to Shabbos. I'm going to have this today. I'm not worrying about tomorrow. Hashem provides for me every single day. And Tana Mehachis a little bit Shamayim, Mechad Shaviach L'Shavasechah. So we learn over there that Beis Shammai says, right, for the first day of the week, you should be preparing for Shabbos. Right, Baruch Hashem Yom Yom. Right now, every day is for each day. I'm not looking, it's not, planning for Shabbos. And one who gives a gift to a friend, he does not need to inform. Shnamar, the pasuk says, so Moshe didn't know his face was glowing. Right, Hakadosh Baruch Hu gave him a gift that his face would glow after he revealed himself to Moshe Rabbeinu. He didn't know. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him this gift, didn't tell him, and that's why Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know. So you see, he gives someone a gift, you don't have to inform them. Right? It says Ladas ki ani Hashem mekati shchem. It says to know that you were sanctified. So I'm like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Moshe, what does this possibly mean? HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe Rabbeinu, so he says, Moshe, Matana Tova Yeshli Ginzi, right? I have a very nice a gift for you in my treasures. The Shabbos Shema, and Shabbos is his name. And I want to give it to you. To give it to you, and you have to go ahead. Go and inform them that I'm giving him this gift. So you see that they're being informed that they're receiving a gift. So from here we see, which we'll soon see in a second, that one who goes ahead and gives bread to a child, make sure that his mother knows. You tell the mom. You tell the mom, right? Not because nowadays, worried, rumors about the individual. Rather, we'll just say so the mother knows. We'll soon see there's goodwill. So first of all, it says, so let's get back to our kasha. Kasha is, do you tell someone you give them a gift or not? Right? You send someone there. Right? Do you leave on your card your name, or do you send your secret admirer? So why it says like kasha? It's not a contradiction. If it's a matana that will be revealed, that can't be hidden, such as Moshe Rabbeinu's face will be glowing, they don't have to inform him. But if it's something that won't be revealed, then let them know it was a special gift from this person. And Shabbos nami matana gluye. Shabbos is something that is known. It's going to be revealed. So Gemara says no, man. But no, the reward is not necessarily revealed. A little weiter, a couple more minutes. Let's take it Amar Mark, just because we're going to fall behind the Yom Kippur. So Amar Mar Mikan Amar Mashim Galil Hanayse Pasatino Tzarich Ladia Leimo. So from here we see one who gives food to a child should let the child know. It's basically you sort of put a mark, let the parents know. You put a mark on the child. So my avile Shayvle Mishko Male Kuchla. You put some oil on there, some marking, you put some makeup on his forehead, and the mother knows, hey, why you have makeup on your forehead? He says, oh, I saw Bob, and he gave me a piece of candy, or he gave me bread. And he goes, oh, isn't that so nice, that Bob? So you see, it creates goodwill between other people. But now if you come back and you have, right, actually now they're different from Shashim, right? But now if he comes back and we're worried about if all of a sudden there's makeup on it, maybe he's Maisa Kishu, maybe some sort of black magic, some Papa Shaivle Eisen Hamin. So no, basically, let's say you give him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, put a little bit of peanut butter and jelly on his cheek, and then the mother will ask you, hey, why do you have peanut butter and jelly on your cheek? You'll say, oh, for this person. And Rabbi Yechlam Shem Rabbi Shimon Yochai, Kol Mitzvah Shenaslan HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael Naslan B'Farhasya Chutz M'Shabbos. All mitzvahs that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to Bnei Yisrael were given in public, except for Shabbos. Shenaslan Lahem B'Sina was given to him in privacy. Shenamar Pasuk says, Beini Uvein Bnei Yisrael Ois Hilila. Between you and me, this will be the oath. This will be the sign that this is forever. So if that's the case, the guy shouldn't be punished for not keeping the Shabbos. We got to go. With that. So he says, what's the problem?
No. The Aseret of deep throws were given in public, and it says Zochor Sigama Shabbos.
Right.
Okay. So how is
there were mitzvahs that were given before. Right. There were mitzvahs that were what's it called? Right. They were given before.
Oh, so the mitzvahs of Shabbos that were given before,
right,
were given. Okay.
So let's see. Let's just finish out. So he says, so he says now Shabbos. You should be part of Shabbos. Idea and who matan schar lo idea. He says no. They were informed. They knew about Shabbos. They were offered Shabbos, but the schar they were never offered. They boy say, or you can say matan schar nami odinu. Right? Maybe they also knew about the schar. However, in the Shama Yisera lo idinu. What was the secret? The secret was in the Shama Yisera. The Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. The Shama Yisera nas in the Kodesh Baruch Hu b'Adam erev Shabbos. A neshama yisera extra neshama soul is given on Shabbos. The mitzvah Shabbos night and amen, and that is taken away from it on Matzah Shabbos. And it says Shabbos vayinofash. It says Shabbos vayinofash. Kevan Shabbos vayav the nefesh. And once he sits, once Shabbos is over, then he loses his nefesh. Then his neshama yisera goes away. We'll stop here. Shkoyach. Everybody have a Gemara Tova.